about that, and probably the way the game transpired is probably how it's going for us a little bit at the moment. We have control of the game, dominating, create some chances to score. We don't take those chances. We concede a poor goal from our point of view, and we're left chasing the game. And they then obviously came with a plan, put everyone behind the ball, and we failed to break them down. We lacked quality, composure, a bit of belief in the second half in what we were trying to do, and then we need something to fall for us near the end of the game or a moment to go away, and it didn't. And that's on us. We can only we've got 4 games to go, and we're in a fight, and we have to show the right level of application and fight to get us out of the situation we're in.
Do you consider yourselves in a fight to avoid that 11th place?
Oh, that's been the message all week. We're in a fight. There's 4 games to go and there's 12 points to play for, and you've seen Dundee today, the fight that they showed. So, no, like, the situation is what it is, and we need to make sure that we're going to Ross County next week, preparing during the week as a group, because it's only us in that dressing room, staff and the players, that can make sure that we pick up the points that is necessary.
There's a lot of disgruntlement amongst the fan base, and a lot of questions being asked of yourself here from the stands. What would you say to those fans who doubt your position as head coach as at Hearts?
I totally understand frustration when you lose at home. There's an expectation at this football club, which I've said I'm more than comfortable with, and I believe the next 4 games we can prove that, and I'll prove that, and also that I'm confident in my ability to move the team and the group forward, which will hopefully take the club where we want to go next season.
And do you understand that in the eyes of the fans that needs to happen sooner rather than later because of the increase in pressure?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it needs to happen sooner rather than later, because we've only got 4 games to go. So it's not like we're talking like, a quarter of the season or half of the season. It's now, it's right now, it's the immediate, and that starts with us, we're preparing ready for an important game next week.
You saw fans,
so I was just going to say, you saw fans kind of above the tunnel when you were walking, and it was pretty fierce. Does that take you by surprise at all?
No. I've had that before. I'm used to it. That's football. That's supporters nowadays. Everyone's entitled to opinion, and everyone, there's emotion, there's passion. It's an emotive game, particularly here at Tynecastle, and it means a lot to people, and I'm comfortable with that.
When you came in, there was improvement, a gradual improvement, a gradual process, but that's kind of stalled and went back. Can you point to us why that's happened?
I think you look at the performances. There's been some circumstances why that's happened. If you look against Dundee and the Aberdeen game where we've ended up with 10 men, I still think those performances with 10 men were very good. We deserve more out of them, and sometimes you don't quite get the bounce of the ball, or like today, a decision at the end or a moment falling your way. But it's quite clear we've got to do better at the top end of the pitch, because we're not scoring enough goals. That's the facts, really, if you look at it. So you're always then leaving yourself susceptible to a moment at the other end, which has happened today. One moment, I think they had a header just before that, and then Simon Murray scores. That's it in the whole game, but we don't do enough with the amount of possession, final third entries, crosses. We don't do enough with those, and that's on us as a group. It's not like we didn't have enough attacking players on there. It's not like the players they were trying, but with that level of effort, they've got to make sure that we produce a little bit. Someone's got to be a little bit more responsible in the quality that they show or the decision that they make in front of the goal.
Do you feel the players were doing what you were wanting them to do, and it was just maybe a confidence factor?
Well, there's always moments in the game and that you'd want them to do better. The game lasts for 90 odd minutes, and when you watch the game back, there'll be always moments that we could have done this, he should have done this, why didn't he do this? But generally, the way that we're trying to play the game, I felt second half we've just played a little bit safe, you know, backwards and sideways too often, and we needed to make sure we had players, rather than coming towards the ball, running away from the ball, and putting the goal under more pressure. We didn't create enough chaos in and around the penalty area, and that's probably because players were playing safe, not wanting to lose the ball, not wanting to risk the ball and possibly lose the ball to create another chance. And that was the message at half time, and we've got to now make sure that we free ourselves up a little bit and do more from an attacking point of view.
How big a decision was it to take Benny off as someone who does want to get on the ball and is very calm and composed?
Yeah, but when Benny and Cammy are similar types of players, so we thought Granty would give a little bit more of maybe creative play in the middle of the pitch, forward, range of passing, opens up the game and can put the ball inside the penalty area a little bit more. So that was just a tactical. It was nothing to do with Penny's performance. It was just a tactical decision.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.